So the today's task we are going to explore is task 2 of people domain, where the task name is lead a team. So as a project manager, we know whether we are working in predictive lifecycle or adaptive lifecycle, we have to be a facilitator. We have to be like acting as a servant leader. We have to work as a coach to uh, coach my team members, train my team members, and mentor my team members, and support the vision of project, getting the things done by prioritizing what is required. If I am the project manager working predictive and hybrid, I'll be deciding by working with external stakeholders that what should be done first. If I'm working in adaptive environment, then I'll be discussing with product owner that what should be prioritized and ultimately delivered accordingly. And while working with the team, we have to establish the common set of guidelines that how the team should operate, how the team should communicate, how the stakeholders should work together by establishing what ground rules and team charter, which contains the norms, disciplines, expected behaviors, guidelines, how they will be working. So we will establish ground rules and team charters. Similarly, to manage the team, we discuss in our course that we have 5 types of power. As a project manager, you can manage the team with the help of expert power if you have expertise. If you don't have expertise, you can use reward power by rewarding the resources accordingly. If you don't have reward power, so you can use formal power, which is called as chair power, that your title is project manager, everyone has to respect you. You can penalize the resources if they are not behaving well. So you can use penalty power, or you can use referent power because you are liked by the stakeholders. Your decisions are known among the stakeholders, so they respect your decisions. So you can use referent power to manage the team. Similarly, if you are working with these things, you need to motivate the team. To motivate, we have done Maslow hierarchy of needs to understand what they need so you can provide them what is required. Herzberg theory of motivation, that people will work in the projects with motivation if they are having good salaries or if they are having good motivations. Or we can use Cleveland theory, which is about achievement, power, achievement, and affiliation, that if they know they will get something, ultimately they will perform better. Expectancy theory by Victor Viron, that if you will know what you are getting, then you will work accordingly. Like if I say you will get 2 days in advance, or you will get 3 days off, or you will get this training if you complete the work with this kind of requirement. So that's how we can motivate the team. How we will reward the team, how we will motivate the team, how we will recognize the team efforts, those things will be defined in resource management plan. So while preparing the resource management plan, which contains what type of resources we need, what will be their prerequisite, what will be their training requirement, what will be their uh, rewards and recognitions, and how we will be controlling the resources. And while working with the team, we need to understand how team and other stakeholder can influence the project. So work in collaborations with the stakeholders to understand what is important and what to be prioritized so you can finish the work in a better way. Now, the other topics will come during the questions, so I will explain you those there also. Let's continue solving the questions, and please put your answers on the chat window so everyone can get enough time. It doesn't matter your answer is right or wrong. I have no problem with that, but please participate and put your answers there so you feel connected and motivated. Don't think that you have not studied or you don't remember. That's fine. It's okay. It's a part of thing. You are assigned as project manager to a project that has a skill team, but low alignment. Team members are working hard, but priorities keep shifting and people are confused about what success look like. You can do many things, but what should you do first? Let's see what are the options available. In my mind, when I was discussing, so we need to have the common understanding or shared understanding, like team charter, visions, and these type of things. So when, like I was telling you yesterday, that when you're reading the question, you should have a pop-up in your mind and you can find out those pop-ups. So create a detailed schedule and assigned task. Question has no information related to the assignment. Means what is the problem? First, we need to understand the problem in the question so we can actually identify the answers. Priorities are shifting. Sometimes they say we need this. Sometimes they say we need this. Sometimes they say we need this one urgently. Sometimes they say we need this one urgently. So I am working 8 hours a day. I am confused what he's saying in the morning and what he's saying in the evening. So I need to understand what they are trying to say first before I proceed. So escalate to the sponsor that the team lacks direction. And we have discussed, I have explained you multiple times. If any issue related to the team, you will never ever escalate to the sponsor. The things which are internal inside the boundary between your team, between your organization, you should not be directly escalating to the sponsor until you have exhausted everything. So there are simple conditions. Establish a clear project vision and success criteria with the stakeholders. So I had a pop-up in my mind when I started explaining you that what I'm thinking should be the answer. So this meeting, my answer. But let's go and read the next. Replace team member. We discussed direct action will never be the correct answer. Replacing the team member is not allowed like this. You cannot replace the team member just because of this. Because issue is not with the team member, issue is with the stakeholders who are unable to understand. There is a confusion. So we need to work with the team to reiterate the vision. To reiterate the vision, old students already know that we have something called as project charter, project vision statement, which contains the reason why the project is being done. So we need to have shared understanding before we start working. So once we have shared understanding, we can finish the work in a better way. So yes, those who have answered C, it's actually the correct answer. Let's move to the next one. Two team members disagree on how to approach requirements. One believes detailed documentation is essential, while another prefers quick iterative feedback. The discussion is becoming tense. What is the best action for project manager? Choose one approach and enforce it. We have discussed that one stick for all will never be the correct answer. So out of the league. Facilitate a conversation to understand perspective and agree on a shared approach. So by word facilitate, you guys should have a doubt that yes, it can be the correct answer, but it doesn't mean I should not go down. I should go down and I'll check. Ask the sponsor to decide. Again, internal team member things will not go to the sponsor. So we made our ground rule that it cannot be the answer. Stop the discussion and move forward. We will never ignore anything, right? Anything which comes in the ignore will never be the correct answer. So we are a proactive project manager and we need to take actions proactive. This is what we have learned during our training sessions. So yes, you have selected the correct answer, B. Perfect. Let's go next. A team member is consistently missing sprint commitments. Because sprint commitments, for those who are new students, sprint is like a phase, that you have a phase and there are commitment for that. Because they are struggling with a new tool, but they do not want to admit it publicly. So those who are old students, they know that we, as a project manager, we have a principle of agile: create a psychological safe environment for the team. So it means it is missing that thing. As a servant leader, what should the PM do? So if you have already the answer, let's find out. Replace the team member. It will never be the correct answer in these situations. Publicly. Why you are going public? It's not even a government project. Even if it is a government project, we discussed there should be a spokesperson who will go public. You can never go public as a project manager directly. Offer coaching and support and remove barriers privately. This seems to be a better answer for us, right? Which we have already answered. Assign the work to another team member permanently. This word, I could take something from here to get myself confused, but when I see this word, no, there's nothing called as permanent. So better answer is C. So yes, those who have answered C is actually the correct answer. Very good. Let's move to the next. A project is in crisis due to a major production outage. A decision must be made. We have a critical situation, right? Immediately to restore service. Which leadership is most appropriate? You know the best leadership approach is collaborative, right? Collaborative means all will work together to reach to a decision. Coaching means you will guide them, you will let them find a solution. Directive means you will take the decision by yourself. Laissez-faire means let the team decide your own, means their own vision, their own goals related to the project. So in laissez-faire, team is fully autonomous or semi-autonomous, team decide. In directive, project manager take decision. Here, project manager facilitate in reaching the decision. And here, project manager work with them to reach to consensus. So now, which answer you think we have a critical situation? We need to go to get the work done. So which leadership style is required? Remember the situation. You are not following the situation. A decision must be made immediately. Immediately means now. If you will not read the question carefully, you will always answer it wrong. That's the point. And we know that question is always in the second part of the question. So second part is critical to decide that what will be the answer. So if it is must be made, directive. If I remove this word, a decision should be made to restore services in best possible ways or in best possibilities. Now, what should be the answer? Then it could be collaborative or it could be coaching, right? Let them work and find the answer. If you want team to find the answer, a decision must be made to restore the services, but you want team to find the answer. Then what will be the option? Exactly. Then it will be laissez-faire, which means hands-off style, which means let the team make their own decisions, set their own goals. Very good.
Imran,
Let's go
can
next.
I ask a quick question?
Yeah, sure. Go.
So this question does not state which methodology is the team is using, let's say Scrum or Agile or predictive or adaptive. How do we know that reading a question like changing the like let's say what you change in best possibilities? How do we know which methodology they're using?
Okay. A project is in crisis due to a major production outage, which means you are working on some deliverables of the project and you are releasing some. So it doesn't matter that you are in predictive, you are in adaptive, you are in hybrid. You need to understand the criticality of the decision. Although in adaptive, we know that project manager can never make the decision. Team has to work with product owner. So if these words product owner word is not there, so it means it's not adaptive, right? They will never confuse you by writing something ambiguous. So they will mention that product owner word will be there. If product owner word will be there, then it has to be adaptive or hybrid. If product owner word is not there, then it has to be predictive. Make sense now?
Yes, thank you, Imran.
No problem. Next, your team is losing motivation after long work hours and frequent changes. You want to rebuild momentum and commitment. What should you do? You can do many things, but let's do what we can do. Ask management to enforce overtime requirement. Do we allow these things in project to do the things by force? No, right? We cannot. Implement a rewards and recognition system with team values. Seems to be a better answer. When I see the word, I will even not bother to read further. I will stop to save time. Reduce stakeholder involvement, which means you want to alienate the stakeholders. This will never ever be the correct answer in any life cycle. So C and D are those answers which can never be considered. Like, like our four options. Two options are those that you can directly eliminate, that they cannot be the answer. So C and D are those. Now, remaining are one and two. So if you look at the first, so your answer will be this, right? Long hours, working long hours. So, and overtime. But if you look, you want to rebuild momentum, then better answer is implement a recognition and reward. So keep going with the mindset of the PMI, what they have taught you in the PMI exam content outline for PMP. Your answer and your approach will be very good. Next, your team has frequent conflict about communication, work ownership, and decision making. Don't go for the answer. Wait, stop. Please don't rush. Conflicts about communication, work ownership, and decision making. I will ask question. There is a document where we assign who will do what. So what should come in your mind first? Please don't read further. Stop here. What should come in your mind first? Ownership, decision making, who will make decisions. There is four-letter acronym. There's a name of the document. Exactly, Sharad. RACI, right? It means RACI is missing. RACI is missing, then what stage of the team development is the team at? Forming, storming, norming, performing, adjourning. What is the stage of the team development when you see these type of things? Forming, storming, norming, performing, adjourning. It is at storming stage. So now we have the clear guideline related to the situation. Let's go. What is the best tool to address these issues? Risk register. When we are talking about issues, so risk will never be the answer. Team charter, team working agreement, benefits management plan. It's not my document. Procurement management plan has nothing to do with the question. So that's how you can easily reach to the answers by eliminating the wrong choices. And everything you eliminate, you should have confidence. That's why I always train my individuals that, guys, when you're answering the questions, make sure that what you are eliminating, you are confident about it. So you don't need to spend time in reviewing the answers and going back that I made a mistake there. No, just move. You know what you're doing. Let's go next. A stakeholder with high influence and low interest. So before we go further, I can make you the stakeholder engagement grid, right? We have low power, low interest. Here we have interest, and here we have power. So the people who have low power and low interest, what we have to do? Monitor their engagement. Let me explain because I think you might have forgot. The people who have high interest but low power, like team member and users. So we need to manage them, right? The people who have high power but low interest. So keep them satisfied and informed, like executive management. And the people who have high power and high interest work closely with them to achieve the project objectives. So that was a stakeholder engagement grid. Now we know that what we needed. So a stakeholder with high influence and low interest. Influence is high, but low interest is somewhere here. What should you do? Ignore them? Can you ignore your bosses, executive management? And ignore word will never be the correct answer. We have determined already. So that is gone. Engage them strategically and manage expectations to reduce disruption. Feels to be a better answer, but let's go next. Remove. I don't even care what is written after that. Ask the team to defend every decision formally. We are not defending our thesis here. So this cannot be the answer. So the remaining answer is B. So this is what we are doing. We are trying to prepare our PMP mindset. When we are answering the questions, we should answer like this. You will never make mistakes if you know the PMI mindsets. You are a project manager in a strong matrix organization. Who have authority in project strong matrix organization? Project manager or functional manager? Who have more power? First, you need to know this before you answer, right? In a strong matrix, who should have power? Exactly, project manager. Many team member reports to functional manager and you have limited formal authority. Limited formal authority means matrix means you are working as coordinator, right? So when I read the question, it feels like although you are working in strong matrix, but you have low authority, it means you are in kind of weak matrix situation. Let's see what is possible. How should you lead effectively? When you don't have the full authority on the team members, what we can do? Use potential authority to enforce compliance. This does not exist in the question. So question always have the answer itself. So it doesn't align with the question. Build trust and influence through communication and collaboration. Okay, seems to be a better answer. Let's go. Avoid never be the correct answer. Escalate to, we have decided we are not going to escalate any internal thing to the sponsor until and unless everything is exhausted. So exactly. Correct answer is B. Next, one team member is new and needs detailed instructions. Doable, right? It happens all the time. While another is highly experienced and prefers autonomy. New students yesterday we discussed one of the structure of PMO, and old students, if you can tell me how these things can be achieved with which type of PMO. What we call that type of PMO where we have a proper culture of sharing the knowledge, coaching the people, motivating the team members, coaching the team members. What we call that thing? Instead of finding the answer, answer my point. If you don't know what is the point, what I'm asking, then you can never answer it. That is called as community of practice, and the type of PMO is called as value delivery office or agile center of excellence. So this type of environment is needed based upon the type and size of organization. So these type of things should not happen. So we have some information. Let's go and find the answer. What should the PM do? Use the same. We never go with one stick to all. Use directive leadership, which means you start enforcing your decisions. Question was not about control, right? That you enforce decisions. So out of the league. Adjust leadership style based on each individual need. Seems to be a better answer, but let's go next. Assign both the same task and monitor closely. It will not solve, it might help, but it will not solve the problem. Like let them work together. That's what if you are trying to say. It's good, but still it doesn't mean that you can solve the problem. So the question is about individuals. So individual is in C. About individuals, leadership style. That we have to deal with everyone in a different way, not with the same stick. Very good. Next and last, a key stakeholder insists on adding new features, but the team believes it will reduce quality and delay delivery. Things are good, right? Changes are needed. The stakeholder is influential and the team is becoming discouraged. So we don't have what? What is missing? Shared vision, prioritization, urgency. What should you do? Agree with the stakeholder to keep them satisfied. Seems to be a better answer, but I will show you in a while why and what can be done with this answer. Reject. This will never be the correct answer. Facilitate a discussion using data and align on priorities. This sounds better, right? Because we are speaking what we need. This is the science we are speaking about. Ask the team to work overtime is not the topic of discussion. So B and D are out of league. Remaining are A and D. If you look at the part of the question, stakeholder is influential because we need to keep stakeholders satisfied. But satisfied does not mean that you will skip the guidelines. So we do not accept anything, right? What I told you, accept, reject, ignore, divert will never be the correct answer. So the only answer left is work with data, right? Speak with proof, not verbal. Verbal things are good, but you need to show them what they are expecting. So, yes, C is correct answer in this situation. And here comes the end. Thank you very much